Good afternoon. Good evening. This is Lori Huffman. I'm Regional Vice President and Independent Consultant with RVP, and we are going live tonight to talk about skincare. So when you guys hop on, give me like a thumbs up, wave, something that I know you guys can hear me. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm going to hold off a few minutes to make sure there's some folks that can hop on. And I don't know if I can see the comments. Yay. All right. Now we're cooking. I see some hearts. Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, let me see what time we got here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes. Hey, Melissa. Hi, Jess. I'm gonna hold out just a few minutes till we get started. Again, my name is Lori Huffman. We're going to be talking about skincare tonight. Yay, okay. Because usually I wear earbuds, and so I just wanted to make sure you guys could hear me. I'm not too echoey. Good. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So feel free to put questions and comments in the comments. I can see them. I may not be able to read them as I'm talking, so but feel free to put them in there. I will definitely address them afterward. Hey Fallon, Kylie. But you guys let me know where you're calling in from or where you're watching from. I'm hoping we have people kind of all over the map, and I love technology because of, you know, it's cold. I think it's cold almost across the entire country right now, so you guys are hopefully all snuggled up and cozy with a cup of tea as we sit here and watch this as you watch it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I just want to say, so I am Lori Huffman, Regional Vice President and Independent Consultant with RVP International. I am not an expert on skincare, and that's the best part about not being an expert on skincare. Oh, someone from St. Louis. We got Louisville, Kentucky on. And so that's the best part about RVP is that there always is someone that's an expert. We have great resources, and I love that we just love the products and we share it with a lot of people. And that was kind of my story. So my next, my intention over the next like 20 minutes ish is just to talk about RVP, what sets our skincare apart from everything else out there. I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple popular lines that we have, and also show you guys what mineral oil is and what it does. So I've never done this demonstration virtually, so it's going to be very interesting and hopefully not too clunky. Hey, Mandy. All right, we got some Michigan people. It's really cold in Michigan right now. Savannah Garcia. Oh, okay. Awesome. We're getting some tags going on. So anyways, so I'm going to get started. And so yeah, as we go through, just feel free to put your questions and comments as we go through. I will address them afterward. If I see it, I happen to see it, I may address it on the spot. But I'm hoping to kind of go through. As I said, I'm not a skincare expert, but I have learned a lot since I've been in RVP. And we have great resources and people that have been experts with skincare and skin health. I will say frankly, it was never on my radar. I was always blessed with good skin, and I never would have looked otherwise until my daughter, my youngest daughter, was, she had severe eczema, she had allergies. It was just a constant battle. And so I was kind of at that point just always looking for the next best thing, just something to contain it. Everything we used was not great. We ended up at the dermatologist a lot of steroid creams and bleach baths and weird rituals to just try to manage that. And so that's really what my intention was. I was, as I mentioned in the event earlier, I was invited to a presentation, and everything I heard was not what I had been hearing on the media, on commercials. It's not what I had heard from, a lot of people that I trusted that we were doing the right thing. And the more I dug into it, it made sense. But I used the skincare that night. I noticed a difference right away in my skin. It was a huge difference the next day. I could see it, I could feel it, and what really got me excited was when I saw a difference in my daughter's skin. So at the time, I will say I didn't really care what was in it or not in it. I just was happy that it worked. And so that was really my story with Arbonne. It was just to have better products, and over time, over a course of months, I started buying this thing and the next thing and the next thing, and everything they made was just top notch. It worked better than anything I had tried. I was kind of like one of those product hoarders that, you buy one thing and you try it for a while and it just doesn't do anything, so then it goes to, underneath the sink or to the back of the pantry or the cabinet in your bathroom. So who else out there had that same situation? And I would have like little bits or half bottles, or sometimes I didn't even get to the half bottle. So that was my story. That was my journey. Later decided to jump all in with Arbonne because everything they make is top notch. We are just talking about skincare tonight, but we have many categories. We have, essential oils. We have our nutrition line, which is truly changing people's lives. We have, a baby care line, an acne line. We have, personal care products. So everything you need, Arbonne has a better, safer, and more beneficial option for you. And so I recommend you, don't hold back with the questions. We're not afraid of any questions, whether it's ingredients or, policy or anything like that. If I don't know it or I don't see your question, I definitely will address it. So I'm going to go through, I did take some notes. There's, because there's a lot of information that I wanted to make sure I talked about, and I will kind of go off to the rail a little bit, and I wanted to make sure I stayed on task. So first thing, what is Arbonne? If you have not heard or haven't been following the group and you don't know, we just had our 39th birthday. And so we are not a young, up-and-coming, booming company. We have had years and years of science and tradition that basically has allowed us to perfect and exceed all expectations of people. I mean, we have the best of the best, and we are a vegan company. We are global, and we are truly global. Anyone can have clients or team anywhere in the globe that we are present. And so I love that about Arbonne, that we can pull from the best standards of other companies or other countries, and we just use the products ourselves. We teach people about hidden toxins and chemicals, and then we share it with other people, and we really educate people, and that's our goal. Not to just sell you something, because no one likes sales. It's kind of icky, but we are super passionate about what we do. So I was actually really excited about sharing this tonight because I love Arbonne stuff, and anyone who uses Arbonne usually has something that they're just like, oh, you got to try this. So that's what we do. So what sets us apart? Basically, everything we make is based on a botanical, so a plant, flower, or an herb. I love that everything in Arbonne that smells really good, either it's odd because either has no smell or has a really good fragrance. And we know that it's from that plant or herb or that flower that it's made from. It's not a chemical or lab-derived product or scent. So you can rest assured that it comes from the true plant. So we don't have any toxins or chemicals, and there's a long list of things that we don't have. So the first and foremost thing I'm going to talk about is petroleum. Petro, yes, that is really just a derivative of what we put in our car from the gasoline industry. For some reason, it is in so many products. Over 95% of products have that in it, and that's a big difference. And basically, it just costs pennies to make, and it's in so many things, and it just doesn't serve your skin well, and it kind of seals in the skin. It's just not something you want to use. The other thing, it's used to make mineral oil, and mineral oil is really just a refined crude oil used to make gasoline. And mineral oil it's a humectant, so what that does is it means it draws moisture, but unfortunately when you put it on your skin, it's drawing the moisture from the lower layers of your skin. And so many of you have probably experienced this, chapstick addiction. So raise a hand, throw me a thumbs up, or anything if you've ever had chapstick addiction. I had that happen in college, and I did not realize I had to just keep putting more and more and more on. And what it did is it prevented my lips from producing its own moisture, and I actually had to get off the chapstick for it to heal. I did not understand that or knew that was a thing before I tried Arbonne. So it's important that you look at your bottles. If you see petroleum or you see mineral oil, it is not something you want to use. So I'm going to show you really quick, and as I said, I've never done this live, but I am going to show you what we show at all our live presentations. When we go into people's homes and we share and show demonstration. It's important to understand why you don't want things in your skincare. So we do this thing called the cracker demonstration. So I have a saltine cracker, and I am just going to add just tap water. Yep. So I'm going to let that soak in there a minute. You can see that. Then I'm going to do the other one. Of course, it's baby proof. It's straight baby oil, generic from Target. I'm just going to pour some straight lovely mineral oil on this cracker. You can see that in there. I'm kind of soaking it really good. It's floating. See it? All right. So we're going to let that sit there for a couple seconds. So this was a game changer for me. I see Fallon says it opened her eyes. Yes, it was like, what? So many of us did this. We used to sunbathe and put the mineral oil on. You'd stay nice and slickery, and you could get in the pool and cool off and still have it all on top of you or on your skin. And it's the reason you don't want that to happen is, for one, it seals the skin in. Your skin is the largest detoxifying organ of the body, and it's important that it has a chance. It can breathe. And basically, when you're using products that's advertised and to have vitamins and all these things and all these good things, if it has petroleum or mineral oil, it's not going to soak in the skin anyway. So it's important that you have something without those ingredients, so that way it actually gets to the lower levels of the skin. So I'm going to show you real quick. So already, just in those, I don't know, 30 seconds, here's my cracker. It's getting nice and mushy, right? So this is what we want to happen. You want your skin to be able to just soak in all that goodness and all the stuff that your skincare has to offer. And when it does, it should get nice and soft and supple, right? So when you have mineral oil, which is in a lot of products, you guys, you need to check your bottles. It stays hard, and it actually gets really hard, and you could let this sit here for days and it's not going to look any different. If anything, it will just shrink and get a little harder. So mineral oil is the second most aging thing to the sun. So that means all the products, no matter how much anti-aging labeling's on the front, it is not anti-aging for your skin. It's just going to age you faster. So it's important. Check your labels. You will be surprised. You'll even see these ingredients in food. Like, it's kind of gross. So check your labels. It's important. All right. So just to put in perspective, Arbonne has banned, goes above and beyond over European standards, and that is what sets us apart. European standards have about 1,400 chemicals or ingredients that are banned and not allowed in their everyday personal care products, and Arbonne has gone above and beyond that. So they're really good about if there's even a hint or conversation about that it may be risky, they will just find a safer alternative for that. So over 2,000 chemicals banned in the U.S. It's like less than 30. And so just a little stat that I learned, that Congress hasn't passed a law regarding the safety of skincare ingredients since 1938. So think about that. FDA is just very hands-off. They don't want to get involved with that. So you have to be an advocate for what you put on your skin and what is absorbing into your skin. Everything you put on your skin is absorbing in about 26 seconds. And believe it or not, that's about 10 times faster than what we eat. So you think about that. But it makes sense, right? We use nicotine patches, there's birth control patches, like all those things are so effective because our skin is really a brilliant system for delivering things directly to the blood, in a very quick way. So that was earth-shattering when I heard that stat as well. So Arbonne is very different because it has no animal byproducts. It doesn't have any products, animal products in it. We always kind of say that, like, I'm not vegan. I like a steak. I like bacon once in a while, but we don't want meat and all those products in our skincare. What happens when you basically use animal products? You're taking on all the hormones that those animals have been given, any kind of antibiotics, maybe pesticides on the food that they ate. All of that is getting rendered down and then put into the bottles that we use, so that you're being bombarded with thousands and thousands of chemicals every day that come through your shampoo, your shave gel, your toothpaste, your deodorant, your all the products that you put on, it just accumulates and basically is just making us very toxic. And so this is why it's important and why having that the vegan certification is really important. And I'll show you what that looks like actually. It's right on the bottle, and that is, let me get in front of the camera, and it's kind of glary. Oh, poo, it's really glary, guys. It's right there. But it says vegan, and that's what sets Arbonne apart as well. And another thing that I learned recently, that most products you buy has the trace amounts of hormones and antibiotics in them, and that they have found in blood and urine of teenage girls, they find that those traces and they attribute those to skin care products. So we're finding that, you know, the 20-somethings and millennials, they are demanding healthier products. You know, they're more aware than we were. And as I said, you know, I was fine with the 99-cent soft soap for years, but I'm so thankful that I've learned otherwise and figured that out sooner. So that way I can, you know, teach my daughter how to choose healthier options as she goes through life. All right, so the other thing, reason why, an obvious reason you don't want mineral oil in petroleum, is that they actually plug your pores and they make your pores appear bigger than they are. And I mean, that's kind of gross. And I used to have, like, you know, pretty good sized pores, and when I switched to Arbonne, I just noticed that they don't grow as much as they did in the past. And that's just, you know, another thing that's important. You don't want that to you know, be plugging up your pores and clogging it up. It leads to acne and things like that. All right, so other thing we don't have phthalates, and we don't have parabens. These are just, you know, yucky ingredients that are added to bottles. They're known as hormone disruptors. There's, you know, affiliation with breast cancer. We're not saying that it causes breast cancer, but it definitely, as I heard it described, it definitely fans the flame of breast cancer. And so those are things that you're starting to see that more and more in the industry, just on, you know, normal shopping and on the shelf, things that say no parabens. But it's really important to read the back of the bottle. There are different regulations requiring labeling on the front versus the back. So always read the back ingredient list of your skincare and your nutrition. By the way, important. The other thing I love is Arbonne doesn't go after, they don't go down chasing bloggers, you know, trying to debunk things that pop up with that. They are after true science. They want to know, they want to formulate the best of science, or the safest of science and the best of nature combined. So they're not going to waste their time trying to, you know, bloggers tend to promote their own products, or they're promoting other people's products. You know, they're not going to waste their time with that. So it's important that we know that they are always looking and committed to formulating with the best as possible. Because we know, for one, you know, being careful also, not looking for just what's natural. Nature is super potent, and there's things in, you know, nature that are actually the most toxic substances in the world. For example, poison ivy is one. It's all natural, but you definitely don't want that in your skincare. It would kind of wreak havoc. So it's important that you know, Arbonne really separates all the crazy science from the real science, and they don't get bogged down with, you know, the hype and the blogging and all that. That they really just stay true to their ingredient policy, and they stick to what they, you know, always looking for the best and the safest things out there. So, all right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about skin metabolism. Just a couple stats that I thought were super interesting is that collagen and elastin slows down about 65% from the age 20 to 80. That is a lot. That's more than 50%. And so basically your skin is made up of this network of elastin and collagen, and as we age, it just slowly starts to break down. We start to get kind of dull and kind of that crepey look, and dark circles start to appear. And also, you know, it's important to note that your skin is really kind of, as I mentioned, the dashboard of what's going on internally. So there's some very specific things that could be going on internally with your gut or with what you're eating that could be leading to issues with your skin. So you just want to pay attention to that. But things we want to look at that we know it just happens with natural aging. We lose 6% thickness every 10 years of life. So that's quite a bit, and that's why, you know, you know, younger kids and, you know, those young teens, they just look vibrant. Their face is very glowy and very plump. It's really the only time that we like the word plump used is when our face and our cells look good and full. The sun over time is the most aging thing in out there. So the sun, then mineral oil. And sun is 90 to 95% of your wrinkles come from that. So I love that we have most of our products have the SPF in there, and they have switched to all mineral-based SPF. There are different types, and so the mineral SPF is the best, and that's why Arbonne goes with that one. Also, cellular turnover slows down as we age, and that kind of is what causes those cells to kind of get dry and flat. You know, baby skin kind of turns over much quicker, and as we age, it just doesn't turn over as fast. So like exfoliation, all those type of things really help with sloughing off the dead skin cells, and then also using products that kind of help promote hydration and things like that. So, you know, really two things that, you know, we want to focus on. We want to protect the skin, but we also want to prevent some of the natural aging things. You know, we're not going to be crazy. I don't want to look like I'm 20 again, but, you know, we all have the desire to age gracefully, and Arbonne has really made a difference. Like I'll you know, say my age on here. I'm 45. But when I look back at my pictures, even in my 30s, you know, I think my skin looks better now than it ever has. But I didn't really use, I kind of used whatever was on sale, or sometimes nothing at all. So, and that's another little tip. Always wash your makeup off at night. And one of the tips I got from one of the ladies who does these overviews specific to skincare, she even recommended that we take our makeup off not just before bed. Like if we know we're not going back out, you know, take it off and do your nighttime regimen before, you know, in the evening, so it has time to really kind of soak that in longer than normal. So, okay, so next we're going to get to the fun part. We're going to talk about RE9. So who on here has already used the RE9 line, has tried it? You guys want to throw me a thumbs up, a heart? Just want to make sure there's folks still on here. See, we got 14 people on here. That's good. I think I'm losing my comments. Can you guys hear me still okay? I think my comments stopped, so I just want to make sure. There we go. Okay, thanks, Melissa. Just checking. It got quiet for a minute, and I was like, I just, you know, I never know if this thing's going to kick me out. So we're going to talk about RE9. So some of you have raised your hand. You've been using RE9 in the past. I will say the first time I used it, I was in love, and I thought, wow. Literally the next day, I was like going up to my husband. I'm like, feel my face, and that's how I feel there's days I just sit here and just. I know you're not supposed to touch your face, but anyways, it does make a big difference. So I will tell you, we know RE9 is not the cheapest, but it's not cheap. It is the best skincare you will ever use. And I think people have a hard time believing that because they've suffered and struggled with trying to find skincare lines that they like, and they get one that they just don't hate, and so they say, no, I don't want to switch. But if you try this, it will be the best one you've ever tried. You know, I am very confident with that statement. You can basically throw away your product graveyard when you try this. So I'm just going to walk through the steps real quick. So our RE9 cleanser, this is a favorite. I recommend if you don't have a good cleanser, you want to get one, and this is the best one. This will last you so long. I know this would last me probably up to a year if my entire family doesn't use the same pump. But basically, it takes very little. They say everything that we make is a one pump system, but the smoothing cleanser, seriously, you can use like a quarter to a half a pump, and it is more than plenty on your face. You just pump it out, and it's kind of water activated. You're gonna foam it up in your hand, and then you can really just use it all over. It actually takes all my makeup off in one fell swoop. It has a little bit of makeup remover in it, so that's why it does it so well. But it actually helps resurface the surface. And when I first read that, when it said smoothing, I thought, oh, it's going to have all kinds of grainy stuff in there just to scrub the crap out of my face, and it doesn't. It is truly, it's smoothing feeling, but it smooths the surface. So that is an awesome one. Next we have the toner, and I love our toner. I was never used toner before. A lot of people use like witch hazel and things like that, you know, where they dump it on the cotton ball. I love that Arbonne has put this in a misting bottle, and basically you can just mist it over your face. It's actually really good even to like freshen your makeup, or if you're hot outside, it's very refreshing, cool feeling. But I love that it's got a pump so there's no waste, and everything pumps for the bottom so there's no wasted, you know, product at the bottom as well. Next we have, actually I'm going to, in between there, I'm going to talk about the Genius pads, because this is about the step where I use this. Sometimes I flip-flop. I'll use the cleanser, then this, and then I'll use the toner, and sometimes it's the other way around. So these things are the bomb. These are a vegan retinol. They come in little pads. They kind of remind me of the old Stridex pad type things. But what they've done, it's a retinoid, but it has a buffer, so there's no harshness, there's no, you know, sensitivity, sun issues. You're going to only use this once a day in the evening, and these things are probably the best thing in our catalog, I would tell you, and that's a powerful statement right there. But I can tell when I don't use these. They literally are like magic erasers. If you have, you know, acne, if you have dry skin, if you have pregnancy mask, if you have like any major issues, that is the bomb.com right there. So I recommend trying those. I love that these come in our set, because these just retailed alone are like almost $100. So the fact that we can get those in the set in addition to the RE9 is awesome. So highly recommend that, and I may have more to say about those as we go along. Okay, the serum. Serum, I love this stuff. They call it liquid gold. I think mostly it's because they call it that because of the color. You can see the color. It's a one pump. That's just like a half a pump, but I just wanted to show you the color. But it is super smooth. It's very silky. It helps with the dullness, kind of that gray. As we age, we get a little bit more gray, and that's just kind of as the collagen starts to leave, and you just don't have as much moisture. But this stuff feels amazing, and you can put it right up, you know, like put it in, concentrate in the areas. You can put it all over your face, your neck, your décolletage, or your chest, for those that don't know what that is. But you can put it around your eyes and all the areas that you have kind of more, you know, focus areas that you want that to soak in. So that's a really good one. The corrective eye cream, this is awesome. I'll tell you, the first presentation I went to that I was talking about, this was the one thing that I bought. I went to the party, loved everything, and I bought an eye cream. I like laugh at that now because it's so funny. But I didn't know what I didn't know until the next day, until I saw my face, and I was like, whoa, I need more of this stuff. But the eye cream is awesome. It lasts a long time, and literally you can just put, what you're going to do is put a tiny little bit on your ring finger, little tip. Make sure you always use eye cream on your ring finger only, and you're going to kind of rub it and get it a little bit warmed up, and then you're just kind of tap it around, and you can do it all on top of your lids, around everywhere on your eye. It's safe to do that. Also, if you do it in the morning, it really helps with like puffiness and some dark circles and things like that, so you can use it, you know, day and night. No problem. Well, we use it both day and night anyway, but you can put them right on top of your eyelids, so in case you wake up, because I know I wake up and I have like a little bit of puffiness right on my eyelid sometimes, and that will help with that. So then my next favorite, I'm going to talk about the night regime first, because this is probably one of my favorite products as well. So this night cream is, oops, the little caps things on there, is my favorite, and you can see it's like super rich looking. It is super rich and thick, but it's not heavy. It's not greasy. Like, as long as you're not taking a palmful, you use it very sparingly. It comes with a little scoop or a little spoon, and you can put it everywhere, down on your neck, on your chest, on top of your hands, like wherever. And the next day you will feel so soft. It's really good. This is probably my favorite. Oh, speaking of which, and I knew I had something else to say about these. These are awesome on the top of your hands. A little backstory, when I used to demonstrate these, I used to just like hold it, and I would like rub it on the top of the back of one hand, and I never did the other hand because just the way I was holding it. And one day I looked down and I seriously saw a difference in my hands. So it is legit. I had a before and after, right, you know, left and right, so I should have taken a picture of that. But you can see a difference. It really helps with, you know, those aging spots, those little brown spots that start to, or pigmentation that starts to show up. So it's really good for that as well. And then we also have a really awesome day cream. And I love that they have 3 options. They have one with SPF, they have one without SPF, and then they have one with extra moisture. And so, you know, I know when it's dry and it's winter, you know, Louisville's a little humid, but I know Michigan and some of those other states are so dry. You can actually use both. You can put a little bit of night cream underneath your day cream, and it will do both. So as I said, the night cream is designed to correct, and the day cream is designed to protect. So you can double those up. Okay, so then I'm going to talk a little bit about, oh, one more thing. I'm just going to add in this because it kind of goes with the RE9 set, but you can use it with anything. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen, this is called our Genius Ultra. What I love about this is when they came out with this, I thought it was super cool because there's, you know, high-end spas and that do ultrasound to help with collagen production or, like, you know, stimulation. It doesn't really produce it, but it can help amp it up. And they use this. You can, and it costs thousands of dollars. People spend a lot of money getting ultrasound done to help with fine line and wrinkles. And they have, hey Tara, yeah, it is a fave. This, it feels good. You hit the button, it warms up, it vibrates, and basically what it does is it just helps all the RE9 products just get deeper to those layers. Your skin is very layered. And, you know, when you just put it on with your fingertips, it's really just getting to the top and it soaks in a little bit, but the warming and the vibration will help move that deeper. And it feels really good. We kind of call it the wrinkle iron, so I use it a lot right here, right here in these little parentheses lines. But it warms up, feels great. There's no limit. It actually pauses for a brief second so you can switch it. And but you can use it. And I've heard if you have headaches, sinus headaches, it feels really good for that as well. So that is awesome. And it just, the fact that you can have that sitting, you know, in your house and you can use it anytime you want is pretty fantastic. So if you don't know anything about that, I highly recommend getting with your consultant and asking questions about that. And what's nice is it's truly safe. It truly feels good. It's not some weird thing, you know, poking you in the face. And so I love that about that they truly mean pure, safe, and beneficial. So then lastly, I want to talk about, I know it's supposed to be just on the RE9 line, but I cannot ignore these little babies. So they just came out with this in the spring, and so my favorite, and you'll see a lot of consultant posts, and maybe some of you that know me in the summer saw my son use these because they work amazing. They're like these little gel, I call them like window clings for your face. So when you wake up and you have that little puffiness under your eye, you can put these, and they seriously are like moist. They're hydrating. When you put them on, they feel good, and you just put them on underneath your eye. Oh, you put them underneath your eye like that, and they cling to your face. You can leave them on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can leave them on for an hour. You can go grocery shopping with them. They feel amazing. When you peel them off, like literally, I found myself going, oh my gosh, it just feels so hydrated. And that's something I noticed, you know, once you go into your 40s, you just start to feel really dry all the time. And I love that with all Arbonne's products, your face just feels so much more hydrated. And you can see a difference too, that, you know, you can see the difference. It's not just about the fine line wrinkles, but you can just see the hydration is so much better what's there. So fan favorite right there. Another one, the cleansing polish, and this is something I keep in our shower and a couple times a week. I love that it's got a little bit of grit to it, but it's like a gentle grit. They're like little beads, and you can help slough off all those dead skin cells and just exfoliate, and it just really helps with that glow, helps with the cellular turnover, and it's designed really for anyone less than 30, but you can incorporate this into any of our product lines. We have the Calm line, we have the Acne line, you know, we have the men's line. You can use this and just weave this in. That's what I love too. All our skincare is designed to be interwoven or interchangeable with others. So you can use it as a system, but if there's something targeted that you want to do, you can use this. So that's another good one. And then the Hydrating Dew Cream, I love this. And this is a little tip for those of you who have teens. I found, it tends to be that, teens have really, acne prone, and in their mind, they think that their skin is oily, and usually it's because of the cleanser that they're using, and then they want to get it really squeaky clean, and basically what they've done is they basically have washed off with a really harsh soap, or they've used something over the counter that's harsh, and that's very alkaline, and it basically removes and makes your skin that really squeaky clean tight feeling, and they think that's good, and it's not. It basically creates the combination skin, it creates over oil production, and then if they don't put a hydration cream, because it's just intuitively they don't get it, you know, a lot of people don't understand it's important that you hydrate your skin so you don't produce so much oil. So I saw this happen, you know, with the teen, and as soon as I said you have to moisturize, her acne went away, like it diminished quite a bit. So I recommend those who have teens in their life, this hydrating dew cream is awesome. It's like super light, and it actually goes on, it looks like a cream, but as you rub it in, it's called hydrating dew cream, it like almost like turns into a gel, and it's actually kind of cool, and it, you know, it's just really nice. They also have something called the soft veil, which is really cool. It's kind of like a highlighted moisturizing, has SPF in it. And the odd thing is it matches, it's just got a little bit of tint, but it matches any skin tone. So it's really cool, and you can put that underneath your foundation or your CC cream as, you know, another SPF, and a little bit of it has a little bit of a, I won't say shimmer, but a glow to it. But sometimes it may be too much if we don't want to look glowy, but we just want a little bit of that effect. We can put it on underneath that. I know, me too, Fallon. I wish I had any of this stuff in high school. It would have been a game changer, right? So yeah, so I think I talked about everything. Did the mineral oil. I just want to make sure, because I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about with you guys, and I think I have touched on all those things. Let me just, I'm checking my notes here. I just didn't want to forget anything. Yeah. Oh, I know, one last little thing about the scrubby beads. A little, and I didn't know this until just recently, I heard a video about it. You can use this in two different ways. If you want a really aggressive scrub, you can put this on dry. For those of you that used the FC5 years ago, then we had that, it was like a white pasty, had some grit to it. You could use that dry. This is kind of the same thing. It has that same feel to it. You can use it dry, or if you get it with water, it's just a lighter, gentler scrub to it. So that's another little tip with this. So with that, I've talked about several RE9. If you guys have any questions, shoot them in there. I'll kind of hold off. I don't think I saw any. I was trying to read, but I get easily distracted. Eye puffiness. Yeah. Guys love this because they wake up with really puffy eyes, don't they, Deborah? I saw that comment that she said. Prep is the mom. Yes, it is. So yeah, throw your questions out there. I'll answer them later. I'll check back because I know several will be catching the recording later. But yeah, Arbonne just has the best of the best, and I recommend, if you have not tried some of these lines, or the consultant that invited you tonight, I highly recommend get a sample from them. We have awesome little sample packets we can stick in the mail, or even better yet, we can give you a drop kit so you can try, you know, full size for a few days, and you'll really see a difference. I know so many times there's some hesitation because, you know, skin is a big deal. It's kind of your most forward facing to the world, and when you have something or you have skin issues, it's kind of heartbreaking. I know for my daughter that was the case, and I really was nervous about her going into life as a teen and an adult, and I am not worried anymore because I know firsthand that Arbonne has anything that they need to help you know, go through those tough years and go and age very well. I mean, I didn't start using Arbonne until I was 40, so I wish I'd started when I was younger, because I can't even imagine what my skin would feel like if I'd done that. But I highly recommend get your questions answered, reach out to the consultant. They'll be glad to help you and hook you up. And I think that's all I got. You guys have an awesome evening, and stay warm, and I will talk to you later. Have a good night.